Did you hear it? It sounded like it was raining like pellets.
Oh no, I didn't. See, you got something in your ears? No. But yeah, like something I like. I mean,
no.
Mm.
I'm wearing these big ass earrings I got from Houston for like $2.99.
Cute. I like.
I know.
Those. Yeah, those are real cute and different.
It's always the like Korean beauty supplies that got the good cheap
You already
stuff.
know.
Mm-hmm.
They get the shit for like a nickel. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
For $1, they just made 95% profit on this shit. Goddamn.
But they be watching you though.
Yeah, them motherfuckers watch you. They don't want you to miss out little profits.
Oh yeah, and then
profits that big, goddamn, I be watching your ass too.
And then if you want to like borrow a wig cap, you still gotta pay for
a
one.
nickel. Yeah, it's a nickel, and you know that's like point.
I know, but who
pay for
carries
that
change?
shit.
What do you use, your debit card? There's like a $5 minimum usually.
Right, give me all this shit just so I can try this cap on. Swing on real quick. Ain't that cool? Just add it on to the end. If you don't buy nothing, I guess you out of luck.
Yep. I like the wig you gave me, by the way.
Wait, which one?
It's right there. That like purplish, dark purple
I
bob.
remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
That was that cute little. I got this thing for like vintage and like retro and stuff. So when I first started, I was like, oh yeah, that's a real cute wig. But when I put it on, I really wasn't feeling the way it looked on
Really?
my face. I was like, you know what? You know what look good in this? I just imagined you doing like a photo shoot.
Yeah, I did.
It's like, I imagine like the whole photo shoot in my head though before you did it. And I was like, this would be perfect. You should do this, and that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, girl, I'm glad you like it.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
So here's that thing about the segue I was telling you about. So with that being said, I'm a horrible seguer. So
It's okay.
Yeah. So,
We'll find our way.
Yeah, we definitely will. So, how was your week?
I've been looking forward to this episode like
Me
the longest time. So I just kept like counting down the days. Like
Me too.
it's
Like
almost Friday.
I was kind of like I was a mixture between like anxious, excited, and mortified all at the same time. Like all like if that makes sense. Just like the stage fright, but then it's just us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't know how many people. You know what I mean? Like, it's
I know.
So it's just like anxiety. It was just like knocking right at the door.
Well, you're good because ain't nobody watch this.
You got a lot of views. I went and checked that out my damn self, so I know you got a lot of views.
They've been declining though, but it's all good. I'm just not good at promoting, you know.
I mean, that could, shit. Maybe you gotta hire somebody for that. I mean, shit. That's what it is.
I don't need to pay people.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to pay nobody.
Yeah.
I feel like I can do everything myself. But sometimes
Right.
I feel like our downfall is trying to get everything done myself, because I know damn well if I hadn't have met you, you know what I'm saying, the people that you introduced me to, then I damn sure wouldn't be where I am right now, because you helped me so much, you know what I'm saying, with the pictures and the, you know what I'm saying, everything like that. What I was gonna do, take all the pictures with my phone, you know what I mean? And I mean, it was possible, but at the same time, you gave me a platform that I wouldn't otherwise had, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I had. It's not even work to me though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was fun.
It's just like kicking it with a friend and then like making art and just meeting new people.
Yeah. Speaking of meeting.
Oh, see, you are good at segue. You lie.
Did it? That was like playing 3 seconds ago. So I was like, ooh, I got one. But yeah, man. So, man. I don't know. That was.
We should. Yeah, let's tell the story about how we met.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
So I had started Bowinertia. And I'm thinking, would it be a great idea if I had some models, And when you started, we worked together, you know what I mean? So when you started working there, you didn't really talk to nobody, And
that is
kind of
not
like, and I know people were like, she's kind of like standoffish, but I'm like, nah, y'all just don't understand her. I'm going to get in here.
Yeah.
I'm going to break down these walls, you know what I mean, or whatever. So I was like, you know who looked great in my books? Because I liked your style, because you didn't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? What nobody said, you know what I mean? You wore what you wanted to wear, like, fuck y'all, or whatever. And I was like, that's my customer. Like, that's the person who I want to wear my bow tie. That's the kind of person that I want to wear my bow tie. Somebody who just doesn't give a fuck what nobody else got to say, you know what I mean, about them or their personality or their style, whatever. Right. So I'm like, I'm gonna just ask her, like, you know what I mean?
And you sat right behind me too.
We sat like right behind each
and
other,
I never talked
like,
to anyone.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just turn around and ask her. Like, so I'm like, have you ever modeled before? And what was your response?
Either I was like, yeah, why? Or why?
I was like, yeah, why? And I was like, excuse me. I was like, because I have a little bow tie company, and I wanted you to. I thought, I think you make a great model. I thought, I like your style, and I thought, and you were like, oh, okay. Like, here's why. I mean, like, we'll talk later. And I was like, all right, bet. So I just thought that was just too funny. You know what I mean? Because when I found out, the type of modeling stuff you do, I see why. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want to. But at the same time, I just thought that was too funny because, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the response was just like, bitch.
Right.
What the fuck you know?
I know, exactly.
What do you know, bitch? So, yeah, that's what it was. And I was just taken aback. It was hilarious. So once I figured out what the deal was.
Yeah.
But that was, ever since then, what that was, like 3 years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That was pretty cool. You know what I mean? That our friendship is, the course like that. So I like it.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
And we should tell everybody the name of. Oh yeah, you touched on
Bowinertia.
it. So
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's Bowinertia.
Mm-hmm.
I started in 2016 and late 2016, and I wanted it to be a non-conformist bow tie company. And some people have issues with the word non-conformist, but I like it because I don't believe anybody should conform to anybody else's standards. I don't care. Bow ties aren't just for formal occasions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it's only men or something like that. I mean, I feel like anybody can express themselves, by wearing a bow tie, by expressing themselves in that way. And I think, hey, if I can be the one to provide that service to you, or show you how to wear it, or go for it. Look at you, what you have on right now.
I know, right? It's like, what is the name of this design?
This is just it doesn't necessarily have a name right now, but it is I took two different materials and I combined those two, and
it's like a leather.
Yeah, it's like leather. It is. It's like faux. It's vegan leather. That's what the people like to hear. It's vegan leather or faux leather. We don't want to harm any animals in the process of making our bow ties. We are definitely environmentally friendly and conscious. Here. So, but yeah, this one, it has the floral design on one side. It has the regular leather on the other side, just black, and it is one of my new designs from my new collection that is out now, available on Bowinertia.com.
And that's BOWINERTIA.com.
Yep.
I like it.
And on all platforms as well.
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, like all of those. Yep.
So what made you decide to start sewing?
Well, interesting. I just kind of picked up my sewing machine and was like, I can do this. You know what I mean? And I just kind of played around with it. Excuse me. And
were you like watching something? Is there an inspiration that?
Well, my inspiration was Bill Nye the Science Guy. And
really?
Yes. That is a whole nother
wow.
So I always, when I was younger, I used to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy every day. It came on PBS, and I love science. That's just a passion of mine, and that's kind of where I got the name Bowinertia from as well. And that's like a whole nother topic. We could touch on it a little bit, but I always wanted to wear a bow tie, and I just thought, it's not really a girl thing. You know what I mean? When I was younger, but at the same time, I thought, when I got older, I still want to wear a bow tie. You know what I mean? There's got to be other people like me that want to wear bow ties too. So I thought, well, I never can find bow ties that I like, or these funky designs that I see in my head, you know what I mean, or whatever. So why not just make them myself?
Right.
And that's kind of what the inspiration was behind it. I found a bow tie one day and thought it'd be cool if they had, this on it or that on it, or I could do these myself or make them into something that they weren't. And I just did it one day, and a friend of mine was like, well, why don't you just sell these? They're good. And I'm like, because I got all these bow ties around the house, you know what I mean? And I just was like, why not? I just went ahead and did it and went for it, and that was it. And that's where it kind of blew up from. And then I talked to you about it, and then, we took the pictures and, kind of just put it out there, and people just... my customers just reached out to me kind of, a little bit of promoting and marketing and stuff like that. But for the most part, in the beginning, that's how it was. Yep.
Yeah. It took off, though.
Yeah, it was crazy, right? People were just reaching out to me I didn't even know.
You're doing
that
fashion
they even
shows.
Knew. Yeah. It was crazy. And like I said, if I wouldn't have I met like I said, I met the connection through for the fashion shows through meeting you, because she came over here and modeled that time. And I was like, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all that was definitely a blessing. And
right.
You know, but, you know, some days it's frustrating, you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's just like more going out than coming in. It's like, but that's, I guess, a part of being a business owner. You know what I mean? You have to deal with your highs and your lows and things like that. But it's all worth it in the end, because I feel like I have something that I can say, whether what it is, I can say, you know, I created that. You know what I mean? That's something, that's my baby. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how I feel about it. Yep.
Yeah, I like it. And like even with the photo shoot we did with Sarcelle, I like wearing it in very like untraditional, like on the eyes. That was fun. That avant-garde one.
Yeah, that was real fun. I really enjoyed doing that. I want to do something like that again, matter of fact.
Yeah.
So we have the shoot coming up, you know, the one I was telling you about, the domestic violence shoot, what have you. And I got a couple of ladies that were introduced to me, well, kind of like informally introduced to me online through Messenger. Another friend of mine reached out to me and was like, I know these ladies who have been through similar situations, and they are also advocates and things, and they'd be interested in being a part of your campaign. So I thought, why not? You know what I mean? This is great. So we went ahead and decided to talk with them and stuff, and I'm super excited about that. You know what I mean? And I think that's supposed to be, I don't want to say we talked about March sometime. We need to like set a hard date and everything for that, but it's coming up really soon, and I'm super excited about that. And once, you know, get their schedules and stuff online and stuff like that. But yeah, speaking of that, you know what I mean? The campaign, I don't know, it's like a whole like bubble, because when you ask how I started Bowinertia, it started from me being, you know, creative, you know what I mean? And me saying, okay, I want to do something to occupy my time, you know what I mean, to focus on something, because I was in a situation at the time where I needed something to kind of distract me from the situation that was at hand. I brought up my campaign that the young ladies wanted to be involved with, because it is called This Is Where I Start, hashtag This Is Where I Start. You can find that on Facebook or Instagram, or on my website. I talk about it on my website. There's a whole like little section about it if you scroll at the top. I would have you, and it just talks about the reason why I started the This Is Where I Start campaign. I am a survivor of domestic violence, and I'm proud to say that that I have now changed my outlook from being a victim of domestic violence to being a survivor, and now I can advocate for other women who, and other people in general who are in similar situations and need to get out, or also need to learn the signs of domestic violence and narcissism and being a sociopath and things like that, because they hide it really well, you know what I mean? So I just want to be able to be a tool to people in general to be able to provide that. So I started that campaign mainly focusing on getting women out of the situations. However, I do provide that prevention tips as well, like I said, tips and tools and myths and things like that about domestic violence. And it mainly encourages women to take the first step to get out of those relationships, whether it's calling the domestic violence hotline, whether it's reaching out to local organizations in your area to get help. It's just something. The first step is the most crucial step. So that's why that's why the campaign is called This Is Where I Start.
Yeah, and I love it. I feel like ever since you posted that on Instagram, there's a lot more engagement with your clients. Yeah, and the bow tie becomes a symbol of that survival, and it just like brings the community together.
Right, absolutely.
So 100%. I like how you opened up that forum, that platform for people to be comfortable, and I love the idea. I think it's amazing, and it's more purposeful.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. You know, I felt like I wanted to use my platform for not just being able to, you know, make a few bucks on the side. You know, I felt like I had a duty, considering what I had been through, because throughout the time I was going through it, I felt like, man, once I get through this, I'm going to help somebody else not go through this. You know, that was like my objective, you know, to begin with. And I felt like God was taking me through that for a reason. And, you know, some people may feel like, you know, I was just coming up with the ways to, you know, deal with what I was going on at the moment. But at the same time, I felt like regardless of why I was going through it, that I was going to be able to use that information at the end to be able to help somebody else, you know. So
right.
That's what it was.
Man.
But yep. So yeah, I decided to go ahead and use the platform, you know, that I had. What little platform it was, you know, at the time. I mean, it's still, you know, growing, you know, at the moment. But I felt like even if I had, you know, 10 followers, 100, you know what I mean, or what have you, I wanted to be able to use that, you know, to send a message that domestic violence is not right, and and also, you know,
right.
you know, opportunity to showcase my talent as well.
Yeah.
You know, on a larger scale, and have it benefit something, a bigger purpose than what than before. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
And I think it's ironic or a nice coincidence that like when I think of a bow tie, I think of like a gentleman, very dapper, very poised and respectful.
Right.
And the fact that you've opened it so that women can wear it, like it shows that they're more of a man than most men. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, not to be gender, you know, specific. Yeah.
But I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, and excuse me, so edit that out there. But in situations where, you know, I can see where you could make the correlation. You know what I'm saying? The correlation, but because in certain situations where, you know, you have a man who's putting his hands on a woman, or you know, vice versa. To me, that's a very immature thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very immature. You have to reach to that level to do something like that to somebody. So, yeah, I mean, putting on that bow tie does symbolize maturity. It symbolizes wisdom, you know. So I had never even thought about it like that before.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, no, not at all. So I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. So you don't have to be posting about that. Be like hashtag say that.
No.
But yeah, but that's an excellent point. You know what I mean? That's an excellent point. Yep.
Right. Yeah. It's very classy, and it's timeless. It's a nice piece that like can just amp up an outfit and make it. It completes it, definitely completes an outfit. Yeah, like you can just have on a pair of jeans and a white, you know what I'm saying, button up or whatever, a white tank top or like, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and just throw your bow tie on, and it gives your outfit a whole different vibe, like a nerd, you know, like too, punky, like funky, geeky, you know, just like a little funky quirk to your style, and it's like, you know, it's your own thing, you know what I mean, and you come up with your design, the design that you like, and something that fits your personality, and you express yourself. Like, why not? Hell, that's what anybody got to say. I don't care. Bow ties are not supposed to just be formal. Like, nothing is just supposed to be just that. You know what I mean? I mean, I can't think of anything specifically that you can only just use for this thing. Maybe we'll think of that, but I mean, ice picks. I don't know. Like, but you can kill somebody with them. So everything has two different uses. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, or several. But that took a dark turn. Well, and you've been also designing those big oversized ones that I even tried it like as a bustle. Remember? Like, yeah. I'm
excited about that because you actually, you know what I'm saying, was like, you ever thought about, you know, just making a really big one? I was like, well, I'll just, you know, I was thinking maybe that could be like a showpiece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something like that. But, you know, hey, if anybody wants to, you know, get one and wear it, go for it. Shucks. I'm like, I showed another one, another girlfriend around, and she was just like, oh, this is awesome. And I was kind of like, I didn't think it would, I mean, I in my mind, I saw like this, these like black and white pictures. You know, I even told you, I saw these black and white pictures. It's like avant-garde, which is mostly skin and the bow tie kind of like covering up, you know, the areas that, how do you say, private areas.
I feel you,
I figured, you know, something like that where it's just kind of like contorted, you know, bite poses with the bow tie, you know, things like that. But hey, if somebody wants to wear it and, you know, go out, and if you feel confident enough to do that, shucks, go for it. I don't care. No, just hashtag me at the end. Tag me. Shucks, I'm cool with it. Let's do it to it. Shit.
Oh, man. Now you're speaking at the Capitol, right?
Oh, this was yesterday.
Oh, you went?
So,
oh my gosh!
Yeah. So
tell me about it, please.
I didn't actually speak at the Capitol. Like, it was just more of I mean, they wanted me to. I kind of got a little nervous, you know, in the end, and but it was just pressing the legislators to not take away any funding for, you know, survivors and victims of domestic violence, because there are so many organizations that are out here trying to do things, but they don't have the funding to do it. Like, there's so many women that were turned away. They want to say like 47% of women in Texas were turned away. No, the Austin. I apologize, Austin, because it was 88% in Houston. And I just found these facts out yesterday.
Wow.
That these amount of women were turned away at the domestic violence shelters because they were overpacked and overcapacity. They didn't have the funding or the resources to be able to take in these women, which forces them to go back to the abusive household that they came from, you know, and it takes even longer. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was something like, it was thousands. I don't want to give a specific number, but it was thousands of women that were killed last year at the hands of domestic violence, you know, due to them, you know, not getting help or being forced to stay in the home with the domestic violence abuser.
Right.
You know, so it's tough. It's a real tough, you know, situation. So it gives me something to fight for.
Yeah.
You know, in that process, it makes me feel like, you know, that there's something bigger than me, you know, bigger than what I went through. Because even though I went through a lot, there's always somebody out there who's either still going through it or going through something way worse than what I went through, you know. And even though my situation was pretty fucked up, you know what I mean? But, you know, I got women who tell me these stories, and they reach out to me on my Instagram, they reach out to me in my Messenger, and the things that I read on a daily basis is horrible. You know, they're telling me what they're going through right now. You know, these are happening to these women right now, things that they went through, and they're dealing with PTSD, and they're dealing with, you know, things that trauma that they have to overcome by themselves because the resources aren't there. You know what I mean? The counseling services, because going through it is one thing. Healing from it is a whole nother challenge in itself, because you have to learn to love yourself. You have to learn to, you know, just trust people again. Like, you have to learn so much, you know, and then understand why you allowed yourself to go through that, why you allowed somebody to treat you like that, you know. So yeah, it's a whole nother process. So any kind of services that I can advocate for, that the government will provide, you know, to these women who probably can't afford, basically, you know, you stuck in a situation like that. A lot of them, you know, being financially abused, you know, they're being financially manipulated, you know, they don't have control of their own funds, or you know, I mean, I experienced that myself, you know what I mean? I had control of a little bit of money that I was making here and there, you know, not specifically, you know, I don't want to go into specifics, but it was never enough to be able to make a move. You know what I mean? So it was never enough to be able to, you know, do this or do that. And I, you know, thank God I was able to, I was able to use my 401k. And I didn't realize, you know, there's people out here that are working these jobs and they put into the 401k and they don't realize you can borrow from it, you know. And even though you get penalized at the end, you know, when you want to go retire probably, but if you need that money, it's there. You just have to talk to your human resources, you know what I mean, to be able to reach out and get it, because that's an opportunity, and it helped me. You know, thank God it did. It definitely helped me to be able to, and it came like in 2 days, you know what I mean? Wow. So I was able to take that money and go get an apartment, you know what I mean, and you know, just get the essentials that I needed to be able to survive, you know. And it was definitely, that was a blessing for me. But there's so many women out there that don't have that opportunity too, you know. So what about them? You know, they need something. They need to be able to be safe at work. They need to be able to be safe, you know, at home. They need to be able to just be safe in general. So
now, how long were you with your?
It was 12 years.
That's a long time. And
it was 12 years.
When was like the final straw? Like within the last year?
I want to say it was. So the final straw, it was a complicated situation, but the final straw occurred when it was kind of, I don't want to go into specifics.
You're right.
I don't want to overwhelm myself, but at the same time, it was a situation where I was left. I was left in town, which was Taylor, and I didn't have a car. I didn't have. He had taken the car, taken everything, and took the keys to his car. You know what I'm saying? And just, I didn't have anything. I'm just stuck. You know what I mean? Right there. My phone had gotten destroyed, thrown in some water on purpose, and I felt like a prisoner. And I had never felt like that before. And I was just like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, this is, it was getting progressively worse. Even though I had experienced a lot worse than that. It's funny that was the final straw.
Yeah. It
was that I always had felt like, I'd always felt like if I wanted to leave, I could have, kind of, like, if I had the opportunity, if I had the money, it was always something like that. Okay, so I don't have the money to go, or, you know, it's just not the right time, you know, something like this, or I'm afraid, or something like that. But if I wanted to go, like, if I had the opportunity to go right then and there, if I had the money to go right then and there, I could have left at any time. But when I felt like I was captured, like held prisoner at that point, and I was stuck, you know what I mean? And even if I did have the money to go, I couldn't, because I didn't have a way to go. I was stuck. I was like, that's it. You know what I mean? And I called my sister at that time, and I was just like, come get me. You know what I mean? And I just left everything at that point. It was just funny how it ended up, because I ended up seeing them on the way leaving or whatever, ended up giving me my car back or what have you. And I took the car, and I just left. I just kept going from there, and I never turned back. I never looked back at that point. And I left everything, my clothes, everything. Like, and you know, and that's a whole nother story right there.
Yeah.
Girl, I don't even want to get into like specifics, but yeah, I just kind of like didn't turn back, and I got a protective order, because I was afraid, you know, what was going to happen next and things. And yeah, that was pretty much it. That was it. And I never looked back. Thank God I had met a lady. You know, we were working. Can we talk about where we worked at? Did you talk about it?
No, not really.
Okay.
But at the office.
No, at the office.
Yeah.
There was a lady who was a trademark attorney, who still is a trademark attorney over there, and I asked her if she knew anybody that was a family attorney, you know, and I didn't really know anybody or anything about how to get a divorce or nothing like that. So I reached out to her, and she was nice enough. She had referred me over to a lady, a family attorney, a divorce attorney. And the lady, she ended up working with me for almost an entire year, which is how long it took for the process to be drawn out, to get the divorce, because he wouldn't sign the papers. He just wanted to make it as difficult, as hard as possible to let me be free, you know. So yeah, he ended up finally getting a divorce in May 2017.
Wow.
Yep. No, 2018, sorry. 2018.
Yeah.
2018, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I think what I like about your story, why it's so inspiring, it's a reminder that, like, there are people there to help you. And it's just a matter of getting the courage to reach out and tell somebody, because, you know, how would you have known, you know, that she would be available to, like, help you?
Yeah, I mean, it was, girl, you don't know how many things had to go right. It was almost like the universe, like divine intervention was like on my side, because it was like every single thing that I looked into, everything that I looked into worked out.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was just like things were happening, and I was like, well, wow, you know, that happened? Really? Damn, really? I got approved? You know, stuff like that. And it was just like, wow, everything that was happening, I didn't even think was gonna happen, was happening. And I couldn't do anything but just, you know, thank God for, you know, the blessings that I felt like were being bestowed upon me at that point, you know. And I felt like, you know, it was my duty.
Right.
You know what I mean? That after I get through this, I give you my word. Like, I am going to be an advocate. Like, I am going to, you know, push for, you know, for other women to not go through that. But yeah, girl, it was real tough. It was hard. Like, it's hard. One of the hardest things is to do, like I said, is to tell somebody, because you got a lot of guilt and shame and shit attached to it, because you want to feel like you got the perfect situation. Not necessarily perfect, right? But you don't want people to know that your judgment was so bad. You know what I'm saying? That you ended up with this. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you know. So that it's kind of a pride thing, but you got to put that pride to the side. You know what I mean? Because your pride gonna cost you your life.
Exactly. It's not worth it. It's not
Definitely
worth
don't
it.
want that.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I told you, like, my experience with it. I never in a million years thought it's crazy how someone that you love so dearly, like, overnight, they just can, like, become a monster. And
because it's hard to suppress it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, they'll go like for a long time without showing it. There'll be like little signs here and there, but then at some point, if they haven't gotten help for it and they, still suffering whatever demons they suffering with, you know what I'm saying, internally, it's gonna show itself. The devil always show himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's regarding, my situation, it didn't happen for like 2 years. You know what I mean? So at this point, I'm super confused because you got, one person, one hand saying the mind telling you, go get out, but your heart saying something different. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, well, you say you're not gonna do it again. You know
exactly,
or
right.
Say this, and then when you say you're not gonna do it again, you don't do it for a long time. So you're thinking, oh, he was telling the truth, and then it just one day, you know what I'm saying, just out of nowhere, and you be like, damn, I knew I should have. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying, and it becomes a cycle. You know what I mean? So, excuse me, girl.
No, you're.
Take a sip of this. Oh my girl, because I ain't always serious all the time.
But look how good your life is now, though.
Blessed, definitely.
So
blessed,
so congratulations on your engagement.
I
told her I had a dream.
You said that shit. You fucking said that shit. You said I had a dream. Romel proposed to you, and I was like, "Girl, I don't know. I don't know when that's gonna happen." I don't remember what I said, but it was something like, "Okay, like maybe," you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And I was like, "I'll tell you if it happens." I was like, "You be the first to know," or something like that. And then, not even a few months later, it happened, and I was not expecting it at all. I wasn't.
Wow, but it was a Christmas present too.
Yes, it happened on Christmas morning. All the kids were in on it. It was just crazy.
Did you record it? Did you film it?
Well, my stepdaughter recorded it, and I'm wondering, like, why you got the phone out? Like, I look a mess. You know what I mean? They don't have the phone on me. Had the phone on the kids. They opening the gifts. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like, what you recording me for? And then next thing you know, he's on his knee. You know what I mean? And I was just like so in shock that I could barely even like have a. I was just in shock. I was speechless. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. And I just said yes, and and when I gave him a hug and stuff like that. And it was just really sweet. I just couldn't believe it because I thought it was all about the kids. We did all this shopping for the kids, stayed up all night wrapping gifts and all this stuff. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. My head look a mess. And the kids was all excited, you know what I mean? So I was excited to see them excited, you know what I mean? And opening up the gifts and here the camera is on me. And I'm like, oh, Lord, y'all taking the kids' moment away from them.
That's the perfect moment, though, when you least expect it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I really appreciated it.
And you're not planning a wedding anytime soon?
Not yet. I mean, we gonna get married soon. We just really enjoying the engagement.
Yeah,
right?
there's no rush.
Keep asking the same thing. Like, everybody's like, so what's the date? What's the date? Yeah. It's like, we don't know. We're going to get married soon. Though. I promise it's not going to be like 5-year engagement or nothing like that. We're going to get married soon. It's just let us enjoy being an engaged couple. You know what I mean? So
they're just happy for you. And I know your family's got to love him.
Yeah, they just love him. He's so sweet. He's the funniest. Like I said, I'm funny sometimes. All the time.
I swear every time we hang out, we're cracking up.
But he is funny all the time. Like, he will, like, he just keeps me laughing. We just laugh all the time. And I'm so blessed for that because I had a boss who told me, she was like, what you went through, she was just like, you're going to meet somebody who's going to be, it's going to be worth, everything, and it's just focus on that, and focus on self-love and focus on that. And she was like, and when you do meet somebody, he's gonna appreciate and love the ground you walk on. And I was just like, whatever, lady, what you're talking about and stuff. And then and then I met Romel, and like I said, I don't know if I should even say it, but like I gave Romel a time, like, because it took about maybe 6 months for us to finally decides that we was gonna like actually make it official, because it took me 6 it took me 6 months because he was ready day one, but it took me like 6 months to decide because I just wanted to make sure. First of all, I knew he didn't want to be no rebound, guy or nothing like that, and I didn't want to give him any reason to feel like that. Plus, at the same time, I knew what I had been through, and I knew I wasn't ready to jump into something and be, not not just mentally, not in a place where I was able to give 100% of myself to somebody else, because I wasn't giving 100% of myself to me. You know what I mean? So, so that's what I did. You know what I mean? I focused on me. I did a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching. You know what I'm saying? And then one day I just was like, hey, you still serious? Like, you still want to, it was kind of like first grade, do you like me? Do you still like me kind of thing? And he was like, yeah, you know, whatever. And I was like, well, let's do this then. And now we go together.
Aww.
That's how it happened in real life.
So cute. Yeah. And you also told me that there was a lot of things you had to unlearn and like change and like not think of him as the same person, like treat him differently.
Yes, that you mentioned that, because even though I had did a lot of, like, you know, working on me, I still had this outlook on men, because I still had never really had, besides my dad, who had he's actually my stepdad, but he was such a influential figure in my life. I just called him my dad. My actual dad, a whole different situation. I lost him a few years ago, but my stepdad, he was an amazing figure to me, and my uncle. You know, those are people that are influential to me. You know, positive male figures that are in my life. But those are probably the only two people in my life, males in my life, that hadn't hurt me. You know what I mean? Like, in some form or fashion. You know, and so I'm coming into this thinking, you know, do I have to walk on eggshells, you know, when I say this, or, you know, is it bad for me to feel like this, or whenever I did something, or he disagreed with something that I did, I was super like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, and this and that, you know, just don't want to disappoint him, don't want to, you know, make him upset or any kind of way. And he had to tell me, like, listen, I ain't your ex, and I hate to even bring it up because he don't like to bring it up, but he's like, listen, I'm not your ex, so you don't have to be like that with me. I love you and I trust you, you know what I'm saying, and we partners and stuff like that. And I had to learn, you know, at that point that, you know, men aren't the same, you know what I mean, and you can't treat everybody, you know, the same, because just because one person treated you this way doesn't mean that the next person's going to treat you that way as well. And fortunately, I was able to learn that. And, you know, he's shaking his head no off camera. Shut up. You know, but yeah, I love him, and I'm just so blessed and fortunate that, you know, because I mean, you know, that's a blessing all in itself, you know, and I prayed for him. I'm not gonna lie, I prayed specifically for what I wanted, and I got it, and then it was ridiculous, and that's some scary, creepy, God, mysterious stuff. You know, they say God work in mysterious ways. Well, that was definitely some mysterious stuff, because it was crazy, because I prayed specifically, and he showed out. He showed up and showed out. So that's what happened. But yeah, I'm blessed. Yeah.
You're a good man, Romel. Thumbs up. Yeah. You even bought Didi a trailer. What's the future of Bowinertia with that?
So yes, Bowinertia has bought a trailer. Well, my sweet fiance has got me a trailer, and we are gonna take the business mobile.
Nice.
So yeah, there's all these food trailers and stuff around Austin, and there's all this other stuff, and I was like, you know what, it'd be a great idea. I just took the bow tie truck, you know what I'm saying, just made it mobile and just take it anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, get my street permit and just go for it that way, because then I have an opportunity to have the business be visible in all these different places, and go to these different, you know, cities and stuff like that, and just kind of, you know, make Bowinertia a national thing, you know what I mean? Or at least a regional thing, you know what I mean? So, and not just be stuck to one location, and, you know, be able to, and, you know, spread that word. And, you know, I just thought it'd be, you know, a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So when it came up, you know, when we talked about it, he was just like, you know, why not just do it? Like, you know, just get it, you know, and just do it, and we'll just fix it up. And so what I'll do is I'll have the back part will be like my studio and everything. So it's like a 1-bedroom kind of trailer thing, mobile home, I guess you can say, more like. But the back room is kind of like an office area, so I'll be creating back there, and then the front will be a store. And I'll park at different places. I'm not sure the specifics on the city ordinances or anything like yet, but I did do a little bit of research on that having a street vending permit, things like that. So being able to go and post up at different places, like especially during like events and stuff we have in town. Hell, easy, great it would be, just to be able to go South by Southwest or something, and I go post up somewhere, and it's just like, oh, here I am. That's the vision that I have for it. Excuse me,
You're good.
Got a little cough or something. Tinge in my throat. I don't know.
Yeah, and you can always make it like a fun, interactive thing. Like what's going on with Austin lately, I've seen is like the pop-up art, the art pop-up.
Yeah.
Not shops, but
like galleries, kind of.
Like like you pay a flat admission, and then like you're free to roam and take photos. So it'd be cute. I
like that too.
Yeah,
like, hey, I'm open to all kinds of ideas. Like I said, when I first got it, I reached out to you first and was like, "Hey, friend, I need help because this is new. Whatever kind of design or anything you can put on it. Because look, this is so cute to me. Like you just put this together, and it's just so cute. And I would have not come up like." When it comes to, I have the visions, but it's like executing, actually going like, okay, so I'm creative, but interior design is just not my thing. So I need help with that, and just things like that. Any kind of ideas or whatever that you feel like you want to throw my way, that is more than fine with me because it'll
be fun.
Collaboration is the key to success. Sometimes,
That's why I can't wait till our next, our next shoot.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
How many models do you want to get?
I mean, I was actually thinking it doesn't even have to be a lot. Because, I mean, if we have 3 women, right? And we already have 3 at this point. 3 women who are willing to talk about their experience, you know what I mean? And get some pictures taken. I can, utilize those pictures in many different ways, if we take enough, you know what I mean? Right. So, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be a lot, but hell, the more the merrier at this point, you know what I mean? So, I just want to be able to give these women an opportunity to, kind of like flaunt their stuff and be like, I'll show you, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I am with that, so I'm super excited.
And would you want the models to be survivors, to be part of that campaign,
or at least have some kind of ties to domestic violence?
Or like
it doesn't
something
necessarily
to share.
have to be a survivor specifically. It could be somebody who had a family member who was a survivor, or who had a family member who was affected by by domestic violence. And because at the event yesterday, I saw a lot of signs that were kind of like, and it broke my heart because I know what those signs mean. You know what I'm saying? When they're like justice for Sarah or something like that, or and I see those signs and I'm just like, damn, that means that Sarah was lost to domestic violence. You know what I mean? And you hear supporting this event, so it's just probably her mom or her aunt or her sister or something like that. And their family members are out advocating for them. So it's just it's real tough. You know what I mean? So anybody who wants to share that story, or have that platform to be able to speak and spread awareness themselves, because I don't want to just be Bowinertia spreads all the awareness. I want to reach out to other women and other people in general, and just, if they have a story to tell your story. Because if you want to start somewhere by advocating, start with me. You know what I'm saying? Why not? I can provide you that platform, that you need, and we can go from there. And hell, it could be an ongoing thing. You know what I mean? Like, as far as that, excuse me, as far as it goes with me, because it's the stories don't stop. Like I said, I get at least 3 stories a day.
Wow,
that's average.
Wow,
in my inbox, from women that are reaching out to me just because they finally have somebody to tell. Because the women that are still going through it, they feel comfortable to tell me because I'm an Instagram person.
Yeah,
I'm not their family. I'm not their friends. Like, I'm a business.
Right.
Really,
you're unbiased.
You know what I mean? My business page barely has any pictures of me on there, excuse me, but these women feel comfortable with it because of what I'm advocating for, and I am pretty open about, when I do post about it, I am pretty open about it, but they feel comfortable to reach out, a lot of them, because I'm this faceless thing. You know what I'm saying? That they just feel like I'm just talking, you know, and they're just venting, you know, and saying how they feel, but not necessarily to somebody that can judge them, you know, or they feel judged by, you know, and I'm putting it out there like, you got to get out, you know, things like that. But if you know, if somebody's out there that wants to be able to, like I said, spread their word, then the message, then go for it. I'm more than happy to do it. Yeah. Anytime.
Well, thank you. That's amazing. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Have you opened your demographic to like New Orleans too?
Mm-hmm. Well, or just I did some advertising in New Orleans through Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, I didn't really get the traction that I was, you know, looking for and things like that. And Austin, you know, the motto here, keep Austin weird, you know what I mean? And a lot of my styles are real eclectic. Okay. They are non-traditional materials, you know, things like that. And it's just, I find like a lot more of my customers come from this area, you know, so I just try not to, you know, I already told you sometimes it's more going out than coming in, you know, as far as fun. So I'm trying to, you know, focus on the areas that are working at the moment, you know what I mean? And do that. But absolutely, I would love to reach out to, you know, maybe boutiques in New Orleans or something that where I can maybe put my product there, right? Opposed to just trying to market in those areas and just having money going more out the door, you know, you know, or something like that. So yeah, absolutely, I love to do it. I haven't been focusing on marketing there a lot. Yeah, but hell, that's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I mean, I did, but not like it wasn't a priority.
No. I feel you. Yeah, totally. Because I'm sure people, you know, they hear the accent, and I think when you associate your not your brand, but like when people know more about you, and like, you know, I'm from Chicago or I'm from Milwaukee, and it's like, oh shit, people from up north, like I can get some more love from like different areas.
True. That is true. You know, and you know what, that's another thing that I'm focusing on right now is that's part of the reason, you know, one of the reasons why, you know, I was like, okay, I'll do the show, like I'll do it because not like you was begging me or nothing, but like, you know, but I was like, I was nervous when you asked me, but at the same time I was like, all right, I need to make myself more known because tell my story, because and that wasn't even like my whole story. I'm gonna do it, and if I ask you, you know what I'm saying, if you know anybody who I can actually do an interview with and just go more in depth, you know, just that focuses specifically on the story, because I want to be able to talk about it in, you know, in more in detail, you know, and just for the people that are following me to be able to get to know my story, because I feel like I'm asking you for yours, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you getting to know me, you know what I mean? And I feel like if I'm going to be this voice and this advocate for this, I feel like the people should have a right to know, you know, that they can trust me because I've been through it too. Exactly. And the only way they know I've been through it too is if I share my story. So, you know, I figured this would be a great opportunity to start. You know what I mean? This is where I start. Yeah. Hashtag. You know, and you know, to try to get the word out there, you know, that I've been through it too, you know, and not be afraid, because a part of it, you know, even sometimes, you know, even up until like this morning, this afternoon, you know, I'm nervous, you know what I mean, about talking with you, but there's a greater part of me that's saying, girl, you got to tell this, you got to talk about this, you know what I mean, and you know, back to Bowinertia, it's like I felt like why not use that platform, you know? Why not do that? And it just all worked out for me, and sometimes I'm just confused. I don't even know what to do next. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what to post next. Sometimes I'm just sitting there like, okay, what am I gonna say? I don't want to, you know, do the wrong thing, and that's something that I'm dealing with, you know, worrying about doing the wrong thing, you know what I mean? Just making sure I do everything right, and that I think I need to focus on just being more vulnerable. Yeah. Sometimes, because you know, that's a whole issue, you know, when you went through something like that, you focus on being perfect. And I don't know if anybody else experienced this, you know, I'm pretty sure they have, but when you're trying so hard not to upset somebody, you have to try to be perfect all the time. Yes. You know what I mean? And it's like that's not possible. You know what I mean? So, but and it's like I had to relearn that, and still to this day I still struggle with having to being able to let those walls down and let people in, and just let regular people, or let people see that side of me, that vulnerable side of me, because it's hard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like I'm ready at this point.
I think you're in a good place, and I'm with you, because I'm not very open either. Like, I could talk freely, but when it comes to really being vulnerable and like, sharing private information that will that I mean, you could judge me regardless, but you weren't there, So yeah,
girl.
It's very brave on your part.
I appreciate that.
So
it's tough, but it's still up until the minute. Like, it's like whatever, but gotta just go for it. Because I feel like that's my purpose. My purpose is to help people. And I always get this like crazy feeling when I'm helping people, like it's this crazy sense of fulfillment, you know what I mean, that I get in my body. It's like second to an orgasm. Like, it's like great. Like, seriously, it's like, seriously, like, I wouldn't go say it's like the best, but you know what I mean, it's really close second, you know what I mean, to like, to helping people. And it makes me so happy, and I felt like that's a sign. Like, whatever it is, I feel like that's a sign telling me that that's my purpose in life, because there's no more like fulfilling feeling, you know what I'm saying, than to help somebody, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I love it.
Yeah. You're so sweet.
Thank you, Mom.
You're such a good soul.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh man. Yeah. So what's going on next? What other projects do you have other than shoot?
So the big like crew, like how do you say godly, I couldn't even think of the word I'm saying. The big old thing that I have that I'm working towards, the This Is Where I Start campaign, like I said, just started now, like just started about a month ago, I'd say. And I'm working with a young lady who does some events and things like that. And she has written a book about domestic violence.
Oh wow!
I wish I had the information right on hand right now, but I can provide a link to you later. And you can put it maybe somewhere. But she wrote a book about domestic violence and tips and things like that, and talk about her story. And I've been working with her. She has these connections like Washington D.C. and all this other stuff, and it's really amazing because God aligned her with me through the guy who linked me with her. And he was like, the lady, she's been through something, and I think she'd be interested in working with you. And when I talked to her, I just thought she was just going to be like a regular survivor, and everything. But she was like, I have all these connections, and I've been doing events for years, things like that. So the big event I want to do, a few little small events coming up leading up to October, which is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And then we want to do more of a formal, bigger event that raises money for domestic violence awareness, and be able to turn that money over to one of the organizations that I'm working with. We haven't decided specifically on which organization we're going to be focusing on specifically, because we have 3 in mind, and I've been holding some meetings and collaborating with these organizations and find out how we're going to work together. And yeah, so that's what's happening right now. If we have to donate to all 3, we don't know how we're going to do it yet, but the end result, definitely will be, to raise awareness for domestic violence, and maybe to provide the platform for some women, people to be able to come up on stage and, if they feel comfortable to talk about it, what they've been through, and maybe have some entertainment, you know what I mean? And, it's going to be, it's exciting, but it's definitely going to take some work. So we're working on it now, and it's just, planning meetings and things like that, but more information to come, because, right now it's kind of TBA.
I mean, just having that idea and then planting that seed and then nourishing it and making it grow. I have such high hopes for you.
I'm praying. I'm praying.
You have a good thing going.
Thank you so much.
Like I said, now that you have a purpose, now that there's I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. It's something that I feel like I'm fighting for, no pun intended. You know what I mean? But it's like, I feel like there's something greater. Like I said, something bigger than me that I'm working towards, and everybody likes to be a part of something, you know what I mean? And I just feel like I'm a part of something that's gonna do so much good, you know,
right?
Whether whether I'm able to help people directly or direct them to places that can help them directly, you know what I mean? I just want to see people be able to live, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I feel like in my heart, if I wouldn't have got out of that situation, I wouldn't be here right now. There'd have been times when I felt like my life was about to end right then, you know what I mean? And somebody could just flip on you at the you know what I'm saying, the like the turn of a key like that, or like, you know, the flip of a coin like that. Just there have been so many times, you know what I mean, that I felt like this was it. So however I can prevent that, you know, from happening to somebody else, I'm all for it. Let's do it to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you being here. Yeah. I can't even talk. Oh wow! See, I told you time will fly by.
How much time is
it's almost 58 minutes.
Wow, we've been sitting here a long time. Shooting shit.
What did you? Oh, so it's today's the 15th. What did you do for Valentine's Day?
So I did a thing earlier yesterday. The march over to the Capitol. Yesterday, and then he asked me if I wanted to go out last night, and I was just like, I'd rather just stay home. It was gonna be, everybody's gonna be out there. Food was gonna take forever to get to us.
Where'd you go? Oh, did you?
Like we stayed home.
True.
Like I felt like why not just go out on Side Chick Valentine's Day and just make it like, you know, Side Chick Valentine's Day.
You know what? So me and John, we have an imaginary side chick.
Funny.
And her name's Brittany.
Oh shit.
So like whenever there's like, I don't know, something out of place, I'd be like, was Brittany here?
What the fuck? Brittany, girl. Well, Brittany better go sit her ass down and learn to put shit back where it goes. Girl, I'm always messing with her about stuff like that, and I can do that, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You mess with me too, but I get mad when you mess with me. I'm like, don't play with me like that, or whatever. But I mess with him all the time like that, so he'd be like, but you get mad when I do it to you. Whatever.
You guys are so cute together.
Thank you, girl.
You know what I love about you two is you guys joke around, and with your ex-husband, I was like,
girl, that was trying to joke with a brick. Girl. Girl, shit. Girl, I mean, like, the rare occasions when I would, like, seriously, like, rare occasions when I would make him laugh, I'd be like, damn, for real, that made me laugh, motherfucker. Like, that was funny. But anywho, girl, but yeah, so, yeah, but he just so easily, he make me just, like, that's one thing, that's something I think is probably, like, what made me fall in love with him, though, because he just keep me laughing all the time. Like, and they say laughter is the cure to something. I forgot, but right. but he just keep me laughing all the time, and I was like, I'd be a dumbass if I passed this up, because dude, like, when am I gonna just laugh like this again in my life? I'm like, my worst fear is, you know, I don't know, that's just my anxiety. Like, my worst fear is like, is not having him around, because he just, I feel like he just compliments my personality so well, because sometimes I would just be like, he would just say something right that I'm like, oh, thank you so much. You saved me.
Yeah. And he has an adorable son.
Yes.
Rodney.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Rodney is 5 now. He thinks every tomorrow is about to be his birthday again.
Really? When is his birthday?
May 3rd, but he hasn't got the months thing that, like, he knows that his birthday is May 3rd, but he doesn't realize, like, how many days it's gonna take to get to May 3rd again. And he's like, is it my birthday coming up again soon yet? Like, is it gonna be May 3rd soon? And I'm like, it's gonna be May 3rd soon, babe. You got a few more months for it. And he's like, how many months?
So
is it a lot? So yeah, he's talking about Christmas already. Christmas was just like a couple months ago, and he's like, for Christmas I want this and that. But yeah, he's just the most precious, amazing person, like, that I could have ever met. Like, he's just so sweet, and he's an extension of Ramel. So he
looks just like him,
girl. Spitting image. So he's just the sweetest little kid. Is what I'm saying, girl. He's just so sweet. He just Girl, he just will melt your heart. He really would.
Even the videos that you posted, the one of where you dropped him off at school.
At school, girl. Everybody.
That got me teary-eyed.
Everybody said the same thing. I was just like, he's so proud. Oh, what?
He's so excited. He was like, bye.
He was just too much. He was so excited. Yes, he still gets excited like that to go to school every single day. Like, every single morning we get up, and he's just like, it's time to go to school. Like, he just loves going to school, loves getting dressed to go to school. He wants to be a paleontologist when he grows up.
Wow.
So, yeah, he's super excited. He loves school. Yeah. All he does is science and look at stuff and read little books about dinosaurs and rocks and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I love it too. So let's do it too. Like that's what we bond over. We bond over science and stuff, and I just love how much he loves science. So that's our thing. That's our thing.
Does he wear your bow ties?
I haven't put him in one yet. Not just yet. But I feel like we go somewhere, like, do something or whatever, and I'll put him in one. I'll put him in one soon.
Because you do like kid designs too, right?
Yeah, all kind. He's just so everywhere. Like, he's so active, you know what I mean? I just kind of let him just be loose and free or whatever, when we dress him and stuff. But if we go somewhere soon or something like that, I'm gonna put him in one. It's gonna be real cute too, because he's a precious little
for his
kid.
Birthday.
Oh, that would be cute. So some pictures or something for his birthday, because girl, he took that bow tie off and got it dirty. I broke it because he's so wild. Like, he just everywhere. Girl, he's hard to keep up with, but he's so sweet. Yeah, he's a handful.
Yeah,
he really is.
At least he's at an independent age.
Yeah, but we got the girls, the two older girls, Cadence and Sierra. They take really good care of him.
Oh, good.
Make sure they've been so amazing. They've been such a help to us in the process, because we couldn't do it without them.
Yeah. How old are they?
19 and 22.
Oh, okay.
So
good.
They're big girls. Yeah. They're grown. They're so mature. They're so amazing. I love them so much. Yeah. So, they've been good. They've been so helpful. You don't even know. Those girls have been a lifesaver to the both of us, because me, I don't have any biological kids, so it's like, sometimes I'm lost. I don't know what to do. But Kay has 3, you know what I mean, and Sierra has 1, so they're able to kind of like be like, no, D. No, D, you got to be more aggressive than that. Like, if he ain't gonna eat dinner, I'll be like, well, okay, you don't have to. What you want, then? They're like, no, do you make him eat that food? Like, don't just give him whatever he wants.
Right.
Stuff, so that's kind of what I'm learning. To not be ran over by the kids. The babies at that, because they'll just run over you. Aww. They will. If you don't, should they be like, oh, she said we can all have cookies. Oh, you can have cookies. I want cookies.
They try to manipulate you, too.
Everybody got cookies for breakfast. Shucks, that's me, though.
Man.
To them, I'm Graham.
Really?
Yeah. To his daughter's kids, they call me Mama D. Or something, because I'm a
Mama D. That just reminds me of Love and Hip Hop.
See, I didn't even think of that. My grandma used to go by Mama D, so it's funny, but that I'm like Mama D now, because my grandmother went by that for so many years, and I look just like my grandmother, so it's like, damn, I really did turn into my grandmother. Like, all this time, I really am my grandmother. Yeah. That was kind of like one of my worst fears, because she was always like such a stickler about stuff. So girl, she was like saying she's so paranoid. Like, she was so paranoid. Like, this was the most paranoid person I ever met in my life. Like, you'd be running with a pencil or like walking really fast with a pencil. She'd say, you turn that pencil upside down before you fall and bust your eye out or like stab yourself in the eye. So now I'm older and I think these horrible worst ass scenarios that anything can happen. Don't walk over there, you're gonna fall off the cliff and break your arm. I mean, like, the worst thing you can think of. That's me all day. If Romeo don't answer the phone, something happens to him immediately. Like, something happened to him. If you don't answer the phone, somebody got him. So I gotta call the police and do a welfare check. In real life, that really happened. Real story. True story.
Like Final Destination shit.
For real. And I was like I told you, it was a true story. So when they got there, they called me and it was like, man, we're about to knock on the door. And I was like, wait, before you knock on the door, announce yourself like while you're knocking because we got guns and I don't want my fiance to think that it was just a random stranger knocking on the door because we had people knocking on the door in the middle of the night and stuff and we had to go to the door with the gun and whatever, girl, but shit. But then he called me back, ma'am, he's okay. He's in the house with the dog. Why the fuck he didn't answer the phone, officer? Goddamn. But yeah, like I said, girl, my nerves get bad. Like, you talk about anxiety, girl. My hands gonna shake it over. God, I can't focus. My grandma all day. I'm telling you, reincarnated all
Mama D.
day. I'm Mama D reincarnated. Yes, indeed.
Oh man,
girl, that woman just got her effect on me. She did. But yeah, girl. My whole family say the same thing though. They be like, "You are your grandmother's child." You sure you your grandmother's child? Goddamn it, because you act just like a paranoid.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Chinese food sounds so good right now. I don't know why.
We got pizza.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We was like I don't know, just having my hands just like Segway. Shrimp fried rice.
We need to get sponsored. Ooh, some orange chicken.
Ooh, yes, hell, get sponsored by Panda Express. That'd be great. I like their orange chicken.
It's good, right?
Yes, girl,
that's like the best fast food
Panda
Chinese
Express,
food.
Take my girl up, because chicken's good. I mean, chicken is good.
So which do you, since you're a New Orleans native, do you like? What's your favorite, Popeyes or do you like?
So Popeyes in New Orleans, yes, like,
but not
hands
here.
down, nowhere else.
Really?
Yeah, it's not the same as nowhere else. Like, it tastes horrible here for some reason. It's like
there's only one.
Sent it by truck here, like, you know what I mean? Already fried, and then they put it in the microwave when they get it here, and then to pass it off as fresh. That's what it seems like. I don't know what the fuck, but yeah. No, there's a couple here. There's one in, well, I guess you say Round Rock. There's one in Round Rock. But I don't even know where the Popeyes is in Austin.
I thought there was one like kind of towards the airport on the east side or something. No, I'm thinking of White Castle.
Oh yeah, I don't need. That's White Castle here.
Yeah, there's only one that I know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like the castle thing on the outside and everything.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, actually, I think it's like a half and half. Like it shares with
like something else.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. When I go back home, there's always like my first stop. My mama live in a lower ninth ward, like, so you have to go basically from downtown and then pass up like all the main streets and stuff in order to get to where my mom lives, like across the canal. So I always stop at the same place every single time. It's always the first stop in New Orleans. It's called Jean's Po' Boys. It's so good.
We gotta get them sponsored.
It's on St. Claude. Like, it's so good. Girl, I'm telling you. And I'll stop there and be like, Mom, you know where I'm at. Like, I'm at Jean's. Do you want something? I'm on my way to your house, but I had to, I had to stop here first. So sorry, girl. I've been dealing with this like cough.
It's all good. Since
like the last few weeks, and yeah. Now I'm making no better than in my recreational time. But yeah, girl, that's my first stop. Jeans Po' Boys, and then to go see my mama. And that sounds like a bad order, but that's exactly how it goes. Jeans Po' Boys.
Do you bring some for her?
If she asks for it.
You gotta. If she don't ask.
If she don't answer the phone or something. Oh, okay. I mean, I just shoot. There have been times I was surprised with my mama, and I still stopped the jeans. Like, it's a priority. Like, Jeans Po' Boys. You know how many months I go without eating jeans? Jeans so good. Then you got Beyonce favorite Zachary Shaw right behind it, so that's always fun. And my friend Aaron working there too, so he get to meet Beyonce every time she come down. And Solange going there all the time.
Really?
Yeah, girl.
What?
Yeah, it's right off of St. Claude and Elysia Fields.
Okay.
Yep, right.
I need to see. Good. I've been to New Orleans twice or 3 times now, but I've always just like hung out around Bourbon.
Yeah,
that's touristy.
It's not really the hood because gentrification, but it's kind of like in the hood or whatever, or hood adjacent. You know what I mean? And so you got to know where you're going. Yeah. You got to GPS it, or because it's a nice little, maybe like 2 miles from downtown. It's not even that far. Maybe 3 from downtown. It is really just a straight shot up the same one street. You know what I'm saying? But it's just you love it. I'm telling you, you love it because the district that we have to pass, like you have to pass like the gay district and like all the like cool like little historic areas and stuff, and it's really fun. Richard Simmons like grew up like right there on the corner.
Really?
Yeah, girl, he's from New Orleans.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, girl, that's why Richard Simmons is such a staple, like an icon in New Orleans because he was there. So when he went missing a few months ago or whatever, years ago, about last year I think it was when he went missing, I was like, what happened to Richard Simmons? And they were like, why are you so curious about what happened to Richard Simmons? Like, that's like the most random thing, you know what I mean? But I was like, no, like, we need to know what happened to Richard Simmons. But he's fine. He's fine now.
Is he teaching classes or something?
No, he quit the classes.
Oh, he did?
He just like randomly stopped going to the classes, and they were like so surprised because apparently, you know, he was so involved in their lives, you know, and things like that.
And he's old too.
Yeah, he's old as shit. Yeah. They were saying his maid had a spell on him and stuff. It was crazy. The podcast was like, it was a podcast. What happened to Richard Simmons? Girl, look, I tell you, it's so funny. Like but then he ended up coming out. Like, I guess he got tired of people like snooping and creeping or whatever. He came out and was like, "Listen, I'm okay.
I'm not dead."
Like, shit, I thought he was. Hell, I thought this conspiracy stuff going on. I thought he really was possessed with some shit. I still to this day kind of suspicious about. Hell, was that real? Was you forced? You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah. But I got a conspiracy theory brain though.
Yeah. I love listening to conspiracy theories on podcasts.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah.
You got to tell me a few good conspiracy podcasts after this.
Well, it's not so much like centered around conspiracy theories, but like there'll be certain episodes where they cover it.
Where you talk about man. I like that. I like that type of stuff. X-Files.
I never even watched X-Files actually.
Really?
Mm-mm.
What?
I know.
When I was real young, like when it was out.
Yeah.
This was like the 90s. You know, but my mama loved it. So I would find myself just watching it, like getting involved with it because of her. But then I started liking it too, especially like the alien episodes and stuff like that, you know, and I like the science and stuff, so I'm all like, ooh, could this be real?
Hey, I believe in aliens, so.
Yeah, hell, me too. Me too. Hell, I believe our government is the alien. Like I said, that's a whole other subject. You're taking me down a dark path.
Oh, man. We'll come back, like, with tinfoil hats or something.
You'll circle back next time for your conspiracy theory episode. I'll be back.
Oh man, so we should probably start wrapping up. Where should we, if we want to book you for anything, or not book you, but like, so are you taking
any custom like designs, anything like that? Looking for something, getting married, prom, formal, gala, just want to wear a bow tie? Just hit me up. Bowinertia on everything. www.facebook.com/Bowinertia, Instagram @Bowinertia, www.bowinertia.com. My Facebook, just hit me up there, Messenger. I'm more than happy to take requests directly, you know, as well. So Didi Ruffin on Facebook, and it's DIDIRUFFIN if you want to find me directly or follow me and see what's going on there. That's how you can find me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited. I love it.
Yeah, I love you too. Yeah, my ugly face.
You're the best though.
I know. Oh, you too. Well, I can't wait till we do our photo shoot, our group event. So you should look out for that around March.
Yes. You said around March 23rd. That's what I was thinking, kind of like March 23rd.
Yeah.
Or maybe the week after. But right now, I think the tentative date is March 23rd. So it'll be coming out. Either way, it won't be March 23rd.
Right.
When you see, you know, the picture. So it'll be early April or something like that.
Yeah.
Most likely when we see have it promoted and published and stuff like that. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
You.
And I think this is my new tradition. Let's clink it.
Clink.
Clink.
Let's do it.
Ready? Clink.
Oh, I thought you said clink.
Oh, clink.
Clink.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm so awkward.
It's sorry. Okay. I love you.
You want to do it again and we can edit it out? Like,
clink. You can reach us at fatalpodcastatx@gmail.com or Instagram @fatalappeal.